Greetings, internet friends. And I said that the web3 way, where friends doesn't have an I or a D. Friends. I can do that because I am a web3 insider. But what exactly does that mean? Well, I work for a web3 oriented company called Gala. I want to state up front that this is not a Gala sponsored stream. This is totally unofficial. But we make games, and we recently started expanding into music and film as well. But like I said, I don't want to just carry water for my employer. I'm going to be framing this discussion in the context of Gala music because it's obviously what I know. But the concepts really apply to a lot of Web3 music in general. So, that kind of gives you an idea of where we are headed with this. So let's get on with it. Or as the Web3 parlance would say, let's fucking go. So I don't have any special guests to talk about. I am the insider that will share my knowledge about Web3 and its relationship to music and how it is a step forward and major improvement from what existed previously. But before, you start hissing at the screen because you're not happy with the face that you see, I should let you know that I've been involved in Bitcoin to some extent, at least since around 2014, and very seriously since 2017, with my full-time employment over the past 18-ish months being at a Web3-centric company. And 12 months of my time before that was spent volunteering for that same company. People want to work for Gala that badly that they will literally do it without pay. And I was one of those people. So when I say Web3-centric company, I'm specifically referring to a company whose products are built to run on Web3. But what is Web3? Simply put, it is the third recognized generation of the World Wide Web. If the original World Wide Web was comprised primarily of centralized, curated content, if you wanted to say something, you could make a web page, but you had to make a web page. There was no social networking to speak of. So starting with sites like Wikipedia, YouTube, Blogger, MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, and others, we saw the rise of user-generated content, which is the defining feature of what came to be known as Web 2.0. So if original web moving to Web 2.0 was represented by user-generated content, the transition from Web 2.0 to Web 3 is about decentralization and digital ownership over that kind of content. Let me just take a look at one thing going on with the stream here. Okay, I think we're okay. Pressing on. This is a new platform for me, so, apologies for any weirdness that happens there like that, but, technology, hey. Let's take a little bit of a closer look into some key differences between Web 2.0 and Web 3. One of those major concepts that anybody will talk about when talking about Web 3 is centralization versus decentralization. So Web 2.0 is primarily a centralized model in which data and control are restricted to a few major corporations, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Apple, etc. Web 3, on the other hand, is decentralized by nature, putting data and control in the hands of those who use the network, enabling greater transparency and democratic style processes. Speaking of data ownership is another major aspect of Web 3 because many Web 2.0 services rely on the harvesting and selling of users' data in order to drive revenue. Web 3 aims to put control of personal data back in the hands of the users, allowing greater ownership and control over how personal data can be used through the advances brought about by blockchain technology and decentralized apps. So Web3 will, therefore, also change monetization. While Web 2.0 tends to monetize things through targeted advertising made possible through harvested user data, Web 3 monetization is based on peer-to-peer transactions. Specifically, users can directly exchange value with one another using cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, as well as create digital identities secured through cryptographic protocols, ensuring user privacy and security, which then allows users to choose what information to share, with whom, and even monetize the use of that data. But how secure is Web3? Well, like any software, it depends on who designs it and what their motivations are. Technologically speaking, the use of cryptography in Web3 makes it totally trustless. Trustless is another term of Web3 that you will hear very often. It means that there's no central authority to verify the validity of transactions and data. Any user of the blockchain has the ability to do this. So trustless systems allow for more decentralized and democratic control over data and transactions. Which brings us finally to user engagement. Web 2.0 is often criticized as being an echo chamber, which reinforces existing beliefs and prevents people from learning new information. In contrast, Web 3 provides users with more opportunities to engage directly with content creators and other users through decentralized social networks, gaming platforms, and other apps. So, it helps to pierce that echo chamber bubble that is created by, classic Web 2.0 social networks. So I would say that overall, Web 3 is seen as a more democratic, transparent, and user-driven model for the internet, where users have greater control over their own data and can participate in more secure and equitable transactions. And I just had my Hue lights decide that it was time to totally dim themselves. So that's why my camera just got real dim. I don't have my Hue remote handy. So we're just going to deal with that being dim for a few minutes while it lights back up. Apologies for the green screen flickering. The move to Web3 has the potential to make music a more equitable, transparent, and democratic industry. It offers new opportunities for artists and fans to interact directly, and for musicians to own and control their own music in a more meaningful way. It also allows for greater transparency and accountability in music distribution and revenue sharing, which can help ensure a fairer and more sustainable industry for everybody. So now I'm obviously somewhat biased, but I'm also a genuine music fan. So I would never want to have the industry change in a way that's detrimental to music in the long run. Unfortunately, I think a lot of aspects of today's music industry are unsustainable and simply unfair to artists. I could give, any number of examples of DSPs, your Spotify, your iTunes, your YouTube Musics, your titles. They're all have the similar kind of problem, which is they just don't give artists very much money for having their songs streamed. Now, obviously, if you are a certain kind of artist and you get the right kind of deal, then, that may not be the case. But generally speaking, there are all kinds of stories, and, feel free to look this up yourself, of artists talking about how many streams they successfully had on, for example, Spotify, and the pittance of a royalties check they received for all those streams. So, that model, it's not only unfair to the artist, in my opinion, but it literally is choking the life out of the industry. Because if artists can't afford to create the music that we all enjoy, they're not going to do it, and we're not going to have music anymore. So, ironically, Spotify wouldn't have any product anymore, so they're kind of killing themselves. But that's a whole other video that could be. So, fortunately, technology now provides us with a better way. First of all, web3 provides greater ownership and control of data, both to artists and creators. Both to artists and creators, I should say artists and creators, generally one and the same. Not always. Not all creators are artists. However, all artists are creators. Anyway, this means that musicians can own their music and manage their own rights instead of relying on intermediaries such as record labels or distributors. Web3 technology enables artists to distribute and monetize their music in a more direct, transparent, democratic way. Web3 also offers new opportunities for artists to monetize their music through peer-to-peer transactions and direct fan-to-artist transactions. So, for example, artists can use blockchain-based platforms to sell digital music assets, known in some circles as NFTs, though, frankly, that's a label I'm trying to avoid due to the ridiculous toxicity associated with it. But selling digital music assets enables fans to buy unique and collectible versions of the music they like. This can help artists earn more money directly from their music without relying on any intermediaries. So, for example, to go back to my specific employer, our standard model for a new up-and-coming artist, someone that we refer to as emerging artists, they generally start by selling 100 tracks at $100 each. And I'm not going to get into the details of how that revenue gets split, but I will say it is very, very favorable to the artist. And when they sell out those 100 tracks, which, can sometimes take days or weeks, but can also quite often be done in a matter of minutes, has happened many, many times on our platform. the revenue that they make from that sale, of that song, is roughly equivalent to about 2.5 million streams on Spotify. So if you think about, a couple hours or a couple days or even a few weeks worth of a song being sold versus how long it takes to rack up 2.5 million streams on Spotify, I think it's understandable why, artists have reactions kind of like this when they see that they have sold out their song. This is an artist that Gala Music sold very recently. His name's Just Shockey. He's a super nice guy. Somebody happened to catch this reaction of him. This is the moment that he noticed that his song sold out. So, just totally changing the lives of artists who have not been able to make a living off of their music previously. Web3 also provides more opportunities for fan engagement through decentralized social networks and crowdfunding platforms, which enables fans to interact more directly with their favorite artists and support them through crowdfunding campaigns or direct payments, which can create more meaningful and sustainable relationships. And finally, Web3's increased transparency allows for additional accountability around music royalty distribution. So with blockchain-based platforms, musicians can track the usage of their music and potentially receive payments in real time without relying on any labels or other intermediaries. Not only does this help ensure fair and transparent distribution of music revenue, but it reduces the risk of fraud and exploitation. So, to give you an idea of one particular direction I think music is headed, let's look at the platform I happen to know best, because I happened to help build it, and I'm fucking proud of it. So, having just launched a few days or so ago, I'm still excited that the world finally gets to see what we've been working on. So, that platform, again, is Gala Music. And let's adjust this a little bit. And let's go back here. So, today's music industry, 7 billion listeners, 600 million of them digital, $49 billion of industry revenue. Smaller than I thought. So you can, in Web3, the way that you can be recognized and rewarded as an artist is by finding a dedicated and passionate fan base, and as an audience, discover, support, and share in the success of future artists. Identifying the next star, and owning their music early can be very beneficial to you as a collector. So for artists, breaking down barriers to give musicians an unparalleled experience from music release to income received to control and ownership. We talk about control. Gala Music is not a label. We do not seek to acquire rights of any kind to anything created by any artists that we sign. Artists retain full rights to everything they create. They have the ability to go ahead and, with the exception of specific contractual agreements, generally they have the ability to go ahead and sell their song on other Web3 platforms. there, even a song that was previously sold on another Web3 platform potentially could be brought over to Gala and sold on our platform. It all depends on the specifics of the contracts and everything, but, we're not looking to exclude anyone for any reason. As far as compensation, like I said, I don't want to get into specifics about splits, but I think people would find that the amount of revenue that artists get as a percentage of the NFT or digital music collectibles sold is extremely favorable to the artist. And on top of that, they also split the what's the term? The creator fee that is generated from aftermarket secondary market sales. So, for example, when you sell something on OpenSea and it takes an extra 7 to 10%, whatever, of your sale. That is split between Gala and the artist. So the artist continues to receive ongoing income for their music sold on the secondary market. Again, ownership. We don't try to acquire rights to anything. I'm not going to say anything. We don't try to acquire rights to any of our artists' music in general. There may be specific circumstances where that would be different, but generally speaking, the way a label says, hey, any music that you create while we're paying you is ours ultimately. Gala doesn't do anything like that. The music that artists create, fully owned by the artists. Engagement, we've got a great community of people that are highly engaged, and by using Web3, you only build more kinds of engagement because Web3 allows an additional level of data collection and information visibility that just didn't exist prior to things like blockchain technology. So, a lot of those specific tools are still being built out, but there is a crazy amount of possibilities that can come from the data aspect of it, and then just the sheer ability to reach out to a fan and send them a tweet saying, "Hey, thanks for picking up my song." A lot of fans think that that's a pretty big deal. They really appreciate stuff like that, and it's low lift. And, when somebody buys your record at the store, you have no idea what their Twitter handle is. But when they do it on Web3, you might. There's a good chance that you will. So, yeah, and then reward. I don't know specifically what that refers to, but there are rewards that are involved with the Gala music platform that are associated with having tracks owned or having nodes owned. I'm not going to get into all the details about the Gala music platform right now. But that might be what that's referring to, from an audience point of view, or a fan listener point of view. So the Gala music platform, it's powered by content that node owners host, and it enables discovery of new music. It enables rewards for owning and sharing your music. It enables recognition for being an early adopter of, say, an artist who later becomes very popular. You will be shown on the site as one of the early adopters of that artist, and you get, cool bragging rights for being one of the first people that said, yeah, I knew this artist was going to make it big. Which is obviously something that, hipsters have wanted to do for time immemorial. And now it can be literally embedded on the blockchain forever. Access, the level of access that you get to artists, just completely unheard of in the past. Like literally for Gala Music, there's a Discord. Pretty much all the artists on the platform hang out in the Discord. If you go to the Discord and hang out, you'll be chatting with artists that are on the platform. Now, a lot of those artists aren't that huge right now. Some of them are. Snoop Dogg, BT, both of them have spent time hanging out in our Discord. But, a lot of our other artists spend a lot more time in there too. Snoop Dogg and BT are obviously very busy, so they don't have as much time as some other artists might. But the fact that you get to spend any amount of time, chit-chatting with, for example, BT, like I've had some great conversations with him, and he is just an all-around super nice guy and very, very smart, and has a lot of great insight when it comes to music. So, and then streaming. If you don't care to put any money into anything, you don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sign up for a free account, and you can literally stream all the tracks in full for no cost and enjoy basically a free music streaming service made up of very high quality music, unlike any other free music streaming service that is not based on advertisement and user data collection, I should say. The thinking behind that is, of course, by enabling everybody to listen to the music in full, that helps build popularity for the artists. More people listening to their music means a greater fan base, which leads to more benefits for the artist down the road. So, we see no reason to restrict who can hear the music. Let me look at what this slide is real quick here. I don't think that's anything we need to go into detail about. A lot of this stuff don't need to go into too much detail. I've kind of already covered a lot of it. But one of the aspects of the ecosystem is going to be the Gala Music token, which will, make a lot of the whole ecosystem work. And that is essentially what people are receiving in exchange for hosting tracks for people to listen to. And when they receive Gala Music tokens, they can then lock those tokens. They can hold those tokens against an artist. And when they hold them against an artist, then they receive points for that artist. And those points can then be redeemed for unique experiences specific to that artist that range from anything, like merch or signed collectibles or one-of-one NFTs, all the way up to, for example, there's a video of Snoop Dogg talking about hosting a barbecue at his place, which is something that people will probably recognize was done for the Snoop Stash Box owners. He said, things along those lines are the kinds of experiences he personally is thinking about offering. So if you're a fan of Snoop, then you would want to go ahead and hold some of your tokens against him, rack up some points, and then be able to exchange those points to go ahead and attend a, basically once in a lifetime experience. And, I can't give away the ghost for too much of this stuff because I have too much inside information. But I will say that there are a lot of unique and cool experiences being cooked up by artists. And this is one of the ways in which, as an artist, you can provide things to your fans that you would not have been able to do prior to the existence of Web3 and, platforms like this. So, just to give you, well, let's go through the rest of this real quick. That just talks about some of this. So the all access fan store is the thing I was just describing, and that this slide here describes the things I was just talking about. So I'm gonna play a couple videos real quick, a couple brief videos that talk about specifically using the Gala Music platform to kind of give you an idea of what it looks like, and if you decide to check it out, what you'll actually experience. So the first thing that you would do is you would buy a track from Gala or from OpenSea, secondary market. Basically, you would buy a Gala Music digital collectible NFT. You would then, because Gala has its own L1 blockchain known as Geary, working name, official name to be released, you unfortunately need to bridge from Ethereum over to Geary in order to be able to pair. Down the road, when we sell tracks, we will, offer the ability to buy them directly on Geary. But for now, you do have to pay a few dollars of gas in order to bridge it from Ethereum over to Geary, but it only takes a few minutes. And it looks something like this. So you go in, you've got your library, you select the tracks that you want to bridge, or you can do it individually by track. Set your gas speed. And boom. The track will then be bridged to Geary within a matter of minutes. After that, you're going to want to go ahead and pair that track to a node so that you receive rewards for it. Now, you can either pair it to a community slot, which is basically somebody else's node that has a free slot that they will then split the rewards with you. Or you can host it on your own node, in which case you keep all of the distribution. And of course, there is data provided daily about what tracks are performing best. So you can maximize everything by, adjusting what tracks are hosted where. And then this is about holding against artists. Once you've earned Gala Music tokens, this is one of the things that you can do with them. So you'll go in, you'll take a look at different artists. Decide, for example, that you want to hold something against Jewel Chang. There's a hold beams button under my head that was just clicked. You type in the number of beams that you want to hold, and it will show you, what access level you get based on the number of beams you are holding. Now beams can be released at any time, so there's no, lockup or anything like that. But this, enables people to, for example, get pre-access to sales for that artist's new songs. It enables people to receive a discount on that artist's songs. It enables people to receive, special Discord access for that artist, which is not yet implemented, but will be very soon. Enables all kinds of cool things for fans, for the artists that they want to support. As I said, it also allows you to start accruing points that can then be spent down the road after the All Access Fan Store is open, so that people can get some very unique fan store experiences. And so, with that, that's my quick overview of Web3 and Web3 music, really specifically. And also the Gala music platform, how that ties into some of those aspects that I was discussing. I would, if you're an artist who is interested in releasing your music, I would very much like to hear from you, because, we obviously have to prioritize what artists we can put on the platform, because right now there's still a lot of things that have to happen manually, and so there is only so much capacity that we can handle at a time for getting artists onto the platform. But we do want to have as much variety and as many different artists represented as possible. So anybody who is interested in being on the platform and makes music that we think the community, both our community and their community, frankly, are going to enjoy as Web3 digital music collectibles, then there's no reason that I can think of that it wouldn't be beneficial for everybody to start exploring the idea of using the Gala music platform to sell some of your music and create some very cool experiences for your fans. So, if you're an artist that likes to, or even just likes the idea of being able to offer fans very unique and engaging experiences, the technology that enables you to do that is now here. And, I am officially part of the artist success team at Gala Music. So, I see firsthand, what kind of work Gala puts into ensuring that artists are successful. Obviously, when an artist succeeds, Gala succeeds, and the industry as a whole succeeds. And, this isn't anything that Gala has stated officially. My personal mission is for as many artists as possible to be able to make a full-time living off of just making and performing and selling their music. I think that is my personal measure of success. And so when I see videos, let's go back to this one I threw in real quick. Then this just makes my day. There's a lot of other internal communications that are a little bit sensitive that I can't share. or at least for privacy reasons, I haven't gotten clearance from the person involved, and I don't want to do anything that's against their privacy or against their wishes. Shockey said it was cool to go ahead and share that video, so thank you, Just Shockey. If you're not familiar with Just Shockey, check out his music. It's great stuff. But you know where to do that. You go to the Gala Music platform at music.gala.com. Oh, look, wait, I can actually do this. Here, let's do this. And then pow, and look how professional I am. You can go to that, and that is where you will find everything I've been talking about. So that really is the core of everything that I wanted to talk about this morning. I'm starting to run up on 45 minutes, which is 15 minutes longer than I hoped to take, but about the exact amount of time I expected to take. So I appreciate everybody tuning in and listening, and I hope both artists and fans can take something away from this that shows, not just how as an artist you can benefit from web3 music, but also as a fan, why you would want to engage with web3 music, and why it's good, in my opinion, for the industry as a whole. Because up to this point, the music industry really has not done itself any favors, in my opinion, because they have basically made music so devalued that people expect it to essentially be free. And we all know that quality art shouldn't be free. People who create art deserve to be able to make a living for doing so. And so I firmly believe that, and I hope that Web3 music can make that a reality and not just a pipe dream. So with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and close up the stream. But thanks everyone again for tuning in. Reach out to me here. I'm going to do this real quick, since I just realized that I could do that and didn't do it beforehand. If you want to reach me on Twitter, that is the place to do it. And if you want to, well, yeah, that's really the best place to do it. I'm not going to confuse everybody by doing other stuff. Twitter, @DrinkYourOJ. That's me. And this has been a presentation of me talking about Web3. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Let's fucking go.